Hello YouTube, I'm Aiman and today I am going to show you how to make your very own salt crystal at home. So in this video, we will be making sodium chloride crystals, which is also known as your table salt, and the chemical formula is NaCl. Let's first understand the crystal structure of sodium chloride. According to solid-state physics, the sodium chloride crystal is a cubic lattice structure which falls under the face-centered cubic in Bravais lattice. The crystal consists of alternating sodium and chloride ions, and in the structure, each sodium ion is surrounded by 6 chloride ion, and each chloride ion is surrounded by 6 sodium ion. The type of bonding in the structure is known as ionic bonding, which is formed when sodium atom donates an electron to a chlorine atom, and this causes a bond to form between the positively charged sodium ions and negatively charged chloride ion. Force binding the structure together is known as electrostatic force or Coulomb force, which is repulsive for objects with the same charge and attractive for objects with opposite charge, such as sodium and chloride ion in the crystal. Now let's talk about what you need to make your very own crystal. First of all, you will need a table salt or sodium chloride salt, and make sure it's non-iodized. And then you also need water, of course. And you will need a beaker or any metal pot, and some big petri dishes or any containers with a large surface area, a filter or filter paper, and then some small petri dishes or any containers with surface, and then a syringe or a dropper, and lastly a plastic container to store your solution. So let's go through the procedure. First of all, you are going to weigh 200 grams of your salt. Of course, the measuring scale is optional. You can also agak-agak your salt. It will work just fine. For this example, I will use 200 grams of salt, okay? And then just pour your salt into your pot or glass container or beaker. And then you are going to take around 500 milliliter of water and pour it into your pot. Okay, now we will heat up our pot. So turn on your stove and also make sure to stir your solution as you heat it up until you can see these white flakes forming on top of your solution. So if you didn't see this, make sure to add more salts, okay? And after you thaw the white flakes, you can then turn off your stove and let it cool down for around an hour. So after an hour, you will be able to see something like this, and then you just need to filter out your solution. So now we are going to let our solution rest for one whole day, and after a day, you should be able to see this precipitation forming at the bottom of your solution, which we will filter out using our filter. Now, you should have a clear and transparent sodium chloride solution in the plastic container. So, using a syringe or dropper, now carefully take a small amount of sodium chloride solution and spread them out in a thin, even layer across a big petri dish or any container with a wide surface area. Next, we will put the petri dish in a place with cool and stable temperature, such as a cupboard or drawer, and leave it undisturbed for 3 days. After 3 days, you should see something like this, where tiny crystals forming at the bottom of your petri dish, which we will be calling seed crystals. So now, using a SIM, sodium chloride solution, fill up some petri dishes with the solution. And then we will choose the largest, clearest, and most cubic seed crystals and immerse them in the solutions. And again, we will put them in our drawer or cabinet and leave them undisturbed for a few weeks. So now, before I reveal to you guys what happened to my crystals, let's first talk about how does the crystals form. So, First of all, the evaporation of water from the solution will increase the concentration of the dissolved salt, and the solution becomes very, very saturated. And the slow evaporation rate of the water allow sodium ions and chloride ions to bond together, thus forming this beautiful cubic structure. In order to grow these seed crystals, we immerse them into the sodium chloride solution, and as time goes on, more ions will bond or attach to the crystals, thus making it bigger. And after 4 weeks, you should be able to get this large, extraordinary, spectacular, stunning, perfectly formed, and intricately detailed crystals as shown in the video, guys. As you can see, the big crystal is around 1.3 centimeters, while the small one is around 0.5 centimeters. Let's now discuss some factors that may influence the growth of your crystal. Firstly, the presence of impurities is very critical, and this is why I use non-iodized salt, as iodine can prevent your crystal from forming its typical cubic shape. The opacity of your crystal is affected by the rate of evaporation. A slower evaporation rate typically results in a clearer crystal, while a faster rate leads to a higher opacity. Lastly, air movement can also cause defects in the crystals, so be sure to cover your petri dishes to avoid disturbances during the growth process. And that is all from me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And shout out to Dr. Go for helping me with this project.